Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 28th App Meeting International. A new word, meaning that we are doing after 5 years a next big milestone. And this is after 5 years doing the iPad Treff, what is a German term in Germany with Denkform, now the first time abroad. Abroad today in the Ukraine. We are here in Kharkov, what is very close to Kiev, and we are representing one big topic. The topic is called app development, and in this great episode I will talk about app development news. We have a special guest. She is a CEO at Kharkov, and after that we have our outro. And nevertheless, if you are asking if we are continuing the German episodes in Germany as well, yes, we do, with Denkform from 2016 onwards. But today, on December the 20th, I'm really heartily welcome you to this 28th App Meeting International here in Kharkov. And now let's talk about the latest news. Microsoft News app turns anyone into a programmer. Apps are going to get a lot smarter with help from Microsoft Office. One of Satya Nadella's key changes at Microsoft could be backfiring. The cloud wars explained. Why nobody can catch up with Amazon? The world of Microsoft Office is going to get a lot bigger with today's introduction of Microsoft Power Apps, a new tool for business users that lets literally anybody design an app from scratch without writing any code. As software continues to eat the world, there's more demand than ever for mobile apps in every facet of our lives. But while the consumer app market just keeps growing and growing, the number of business apps just isn't keeping pace. Meanwhile, users are stuck using their old legacy software tied to their desk and an old school mindset. Where is the explosion of business apps? Asked Microsoft Corporate Vice President of App Platform Bill Staples during a present event. The big problem, Staples says, is that the need for business apps is outstripping the availability of developers by as much as 5 to 1, citing stats from the research from Gartner. Moreover, a lot of enterprise data is stuck into legacy servers, in addition to a new breed of cloud services. The unsung side of mobile apps: bootstrapping, development with mobile backend services. There's more to a successful mobile app than a slick UI and cross-platform availability. Mobile backend as a service, MBaaS, makes developing compelling, full-featured apps faster and easier. When building applications, every budding developer knows the temptation of fixating on the UI at the expense of algorithms, data structures and state management. After all, it's the most visible piece, the part that makes a first impression and that users constantly interact with. The temptation can be even greater with mobile apps, since the platform is inherently more personal and tactile, while display constraints mean UI features must be both limited and well designed. However, dear audience here at iPadblog.de, all but the most trivial mobile apps also include significant elements devoted to core logic, data management, communications, user notifications, profiles and session state functions that are best implemented as separate services outside the mobile client. Since these are also features required of every mobile app, it makes sense to build them once as modular services exposed via APIs. If you like to have more information about this topic, go to our show notes on ipadblog.de. The next news report is for our German friends, who are understanding German, hopefully. I try. Das neue Jahr steht vor der Tür. An den Themen für 2016 wird gerade bereits überall fleißig gebastelt. Das sind die 10 wichtigsten, wir machen die 6 wichtigsten Trends 2016 bei Apps und ihrer Entwicklung. Apps auf Handy. Erstens, Google Now on Tap. Das Analyseunternehmen App Annie rechnet damit, dass bis zum Ende des Jahres 2016 Android als Plattform für Entwickler 2016 deutlich an Attraktivität gewinnt. Der Grund ist ganz einfach. Die App-Indizierung und der kosteneffiziente Discovery über Google Now on Tap. Dies dürfte insbesondere für Startups mit geringen Ressourcen interessant werden und hilft Google dabei, mehr Android zuerst Entwickler zu gewinnen, resümiert App Annie. Hier ist anzumerken, dass die kontextsensitive Suche Mehr Now on Tap, die Google mit Android 6.0 Marshmallow eingeführt hat, noch nicht auf Smartphones mit deutscher Spracheinstellung funktioniert. Kommen wir zum zweiten Punkt. Thema E-Sports. Für Spielepublisher sind mobile Spiele eine echt wachsende Umsatzquelle, da sie eine viel breitere Nutzergruppe erreichen als bei Konsolen oder PC-Spielen. App Annie erwartet deshalb im nächsten Jahr eine gesteigerte Nachfrage nach mobilen Spieleveranstaltungen mit Wettkampfcharakter oder aber auch mit mobilen E-Sports. Aufgrund von Veranstaltungssponsorings und Einnahmen über Ausstrahlungsrechte dürfte 2016 der Umsatz von Spielepublishern zusätzlich wachsen. Nicht schlecht. Deswegen kommen wir jetzt erstmal zu Punkt Nummer 3. Messaging. Kulturelle Unterschiede sind für das große Messaging-Gefälle zwischen Asien und dem Westen verantwortlich. Denn in Asien werden per App-Messaging nicht nur Dialoge geführt, sondern zum Beispiel auch Taxis bestellt, offline bezahlt und so weiter. Im Westen wird die Messaging-App praktisch nur in Reinform genutzt. Das will Facebook mit dem Ausbau seines Facebook Messengers ändern. Der vierte Punkt. Die E-Commerce-Strategie. Die Interessenten über mobile Geräte oder Social Media in der stationären Geschäfte zu locken, auch Online to Offline, also O2O genannt, führt in der Vergangenheit zu einem zunehmenden Wettbewerb im Handel und steigenden Kosten natürlich für die Kundenakquise. Das gilt insbesondere für Asien, wo stark subventionierte Preise ein weit verbreitetes Instrument zur Kundengewinnung sind. App Annie rechnet für 2016 mit einer Konsolidierungswelle im O2O-Bereich, bis noch eine Handvoll der stärksten Akteure in jeder Region übrig bleiben. Punkt Nummer 5. Die Produktivitäts-Apps. Obwohl sich die CPU-Leistung von iPads und Tablets inzwischen gegenüber ihrem Markteintritt 2010 enorm verbessert hat, stieg nicht im selben Maße an die Zahl der Produktivitäts-App. Der Anteil an iPad-Downloads hat sich auf App Annie auf dem Niveau von 2010 gehalten. Für 2016 erwarte App Annie jedoch eine signifikante Downloadsteigerung, weil das iPad Pro jetzt neu dazugekommen ist und einen größeren Bildschirm bietet. Und jetzt kommen wir zum letzten und 6. Punkt. Die Finanzdienstleistungen, Privatkundenbanken sind mit einem Tod auf Raten konfrontiert, weil inzwischen Fintech-Unternehmen die lukrativen Umsatzquellen der Branche für sich entdecken. Mit Fintech sind Firmen bzw. Startups gemeint, die Technologien rund um Finanzdienstleistungen wie beispielsweise TransferWise, WeSwap oder Wealthfront anbieten. Das hat einen Bedeutungsverlust von Banken zur Folge, die ihre Rolle als Mittler zu verlieren drohen. Für 2016 rechnen wir damit, dass diese Apps, also Fintech-Apps, sowohl auf iOS wie auch auf Google Play dank größerer Transparenz, geringeren Transaktionskosten und natürlich erhöhtem Verbraucherbewusstsein stark wachsen. Das prognostiziert App Annie. Die letzten 4 Punkte, die haben wir als Shownotes für euch in den Shownotes auf ipadblog.de hinterlassen. So well, you are interested in more news reportings? Just check our website on ipadblog.de. There we have some links for other news reportings links that are really touching the topic app development. If you talk about app development, many people are close to mention Kharkov, a straight and successful company that believes that building a trusted reputation cannot be achieved without a good team. That's why their special attention is paid to selecting the resources. And Kharkov set high standards in the very competitive environment and constantly upgrade requirements for candidates. Kharkov follows tendencies at the market to provide favorable conditions to its employees and help them feel needed and happy at work. And this special approach creates a pleasant, professional atmosphere, promotes cooperation and brings stability to the team and smooth result on the client's devices. Kharkov is a technology-focused company with offices in Germany and here in the Ukraine, and since 2009 successfully in the DACH market. That means the DACH market, Germany, Austria and the Switzerland. And now we're going to the interview. And one of our guests is Svetlana. She is CEO at Kharkov here in Kharkev. Is that pronounced correct?
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, great. So my pleasure having you today here in our show. And as you know, we put this show nationwide. That means, of course, that I like to talk with you about the great topic app development. You are the correct and great person for that. But first of all, please introduce yourself to the audience in your own words.
So my name is Svetlana Solovyova and I'm running a software development agency with offices in Germany and in Ukraine. The idea of having two operations was just to make life easier for German customers, as that's one of my main markets. And we are doing app development, we are doing product development and help our customers to get more successful.
Okay, that sounds really good. So, and now a personal question before we are starting. What kind of devices are you using in personal, by the way?
I am Apple fan from top to bottom.
That's good. He's also an Apple fan. So that means iPhone, iPad?
Few iPads, few iPhones, because basically when I'm in Ukraine, I'm having my Ukrainian number. In Germany, I have my German number, and of course my German number cannot be put anywhere except iPhone. Okay. Of course, I have my Mac and all accessories.
A techie girl, probably, yeah, or a Mac techie girl. Yeah?
I am very Apple girl, and that's about it.
Okay, that's very good so far. So, Svetlana, tell me, when did you notice the first time that you are interested in technology and in mobile devices? Did it happen by accident that you established Kharkov, or did you have a special event during your studies? How does it happen?
For studies, absolutely no, because I'm not a technical person.
Okay.
And I studied psychology and I studied languages.
Okay.
So I have nothing to do with technology. But during my study years, I was occasionally, or possibly it was not occasion because there are no occasions, was catched by some American company. And I started to do for them all project management, all kind of technical work, technical writing and so on. And then it took me, and I realized that I like this IT area very much, and I couldn't imagine that I'm doing something else. So far it goes, I was working for different companies, and at some point I realized, why should I do someone else successful when I can be successful myself?
Yeah, good
and
choice.
And that is how it worked.
Good.
So I found a very good technical guy who became our CTO, who would do some technical consultings for me because it's important for a technical company. And then we just started to grow one by one.
Yeah. So, and when did you establish Kharkov? In which year?
Kharkov.
2008.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and one of your motto is success is a continuous journey. Travel with us. And how does it work with a typical inquiry? I mean, by your clients regarding a new app. Yeah. Is it like a journey?
For someone, it's like a journey. For someone, it's not. It depends on the customer. But basically, we try to make all processes transparent, easy, and smooth, and not to make the life complicated. Because that's why companies are looking for development partners. So we have project managers, quality assurance department who are making all job for our customers and make their job and their life easier.
Cool, very nice, yeah. So especially for our German audiences, yeah, tell us what are the main reasons to code abroad? Why should German come abroad and let an app recoding or coding in general? Just one or two things.
Basically, it's not only about abroad. It's about that Germany has sometimes limits on good resources because good companies are taking them over and solicit them is kind of difficult. Here we have access to good resources. Kharkov, for example, is regarded as educational center of Ukraine. And we have more than 5 technical universities, but in total we have 80 universities here, more than in Kyiv actually. And we have access to all good resources, and guys can work with our German customers. But with nowadays and means of communication, it's not really a problem where you are. So in case you are good enough, you can work from anywhere. And then abroad gives you option to wider range of resources. That's one of the main reasons. And of course, by having the team here, we can afford to have lower costs. That's another part.
Great, okay. But this regarding the resources is what I introduced at the very beginning. And let's deep dive now a little bit in the topics regarding app development. How is Quadeco, as a very well-known company, meanwhile managing the topic security and protection of the program code?
We do take a good care of that, of course, because following standards of security is a key for all the world. So we have that all. We have all apps with all data to have encrypted background. That all databases are encrypted. That all data is transferred in a secure way. All our servers are also secured, so all access there is protected. No one from the street can just drop in and check what's going on. Every customer has his exclusive access to exactly his project and nothing else, and the rest of the customers are secured.
That sounds really good. And at the previous question, you were saying something about the costs. I mean, many companies assume that the estimated costs abroad, especially in Ukraine, of course, are much more reasonable. In your case, you have 2 office seats. One is in Munich, and the other one is in Kharkov, here where we are doing this interview. Is there a different price list, or is that one of your main advantages of Quadeco? I think it's one of the main advantages of Quadeco, offering reasonable prices to the market. Is that correct?
When we talk about our advantages in terms of price, I think that our advantage is that we can provide German billing, German contracts, and German security, but by lower cost. Because traveling is not a problem at all, and all of our people can travel at any moment to our customers, what we are doing very often. So we send our people on site for kick-off meetings, for some 1, 2, 3 months standing, and that's not really a problem.
Okay, that sounds really good so far. Yeah, and regarding the app topics of your clients, for instance, Svetlana, do you notice the special, can I speak it, trend or desired feature clients wish in their apps?
For sure. And nowadays, we all know that social platforms are occupying the market
completely,
with the speed of universe, and that of course affected us.
Yeah, sure. That's good that you're affected by us. Yeah.
And our customers are very much on social platforms, and that's one of our greatest expertises. And another part is geolocation applications, which are also now very important and popular in the market. So these are two key apps which we are developing and experts in. But of course, as being a service company for nearly 8 years, we of course have experience in medical, travel, in e-commerce, and other solutions.
Okay, good. And how can I imagine a classical inquiry of somebody who likes an own app? How does it work? How does it look like?
First, he has to call.
Just a call? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you agree, yeah.
Yeah, basically it works very easy, like anywhere in this service business. So we get an inquiry, we try to analyze what customer wants. Sometimes it happens that customers don't know what they want.
That's very often, yeah.
And then we help them to know what they really want.
So you're offering opportunities, chances,
Exactly.
and
So we
doing
have
advices for their own app.
We have some business development department, so we try to analyze the customer business. We try to ask him what are the preferences. We can evaluate phases for the application because, for example, companies have some limited budget and they need some prototyping for inquiring investors or so. So we try to be flexible here, and we offer the ways how the customer can go out with his budget. And in case budget is unlimited, that's of course very good.
Okay. You have such answers? My budget is unlimited?
Of course, no one is answering that.
Directly.
Open,
I know. I know.
But sometimes the guys simply say, we have investors and we don't know really what we want, so you should help us slowly, step by step, and we go.
Okay.
And of course we had some business portals which lasted for the team was of 5-6 people, and the development lasted for 3-4 years. And the customer was adding more and more functionality until his investor was happy. So back to your question, the inquiry works that way that we get the request, try to analyze whether the customer has any data to process, any documentation, or he wants us to provide him the documentation.
Okay.
After we have the documentation, we provide him project planning, schedule, development steps, and everything. After all agreed, we start actual development. Our customers have access to our development server, to our bug tracking system, and we try to make the process for them transparent so they don't feel this distance. And at any moment,
Makes sense, yeah.
At any moment they may come here for the workshop with the team. At any moment we can send the team to them to make the report and status, and of course we have daily or weekly meetings, whatever is required. So we try to make this journey pleasant for the customer.
That sounds really nice journey, definitely, Svetlana. And I mean, it's now for the average project. Can you say how many people are working on one app project? Is it possible to say?
No, it's not really possible to say, because there are applications which are just extension of existing business. So the customers simply want to digitize the world for their customers because it's popular. Someone is doing the development from scratch, so the smallest project can be 2-3 months, and the biggest project is still ongoing. So it's 5-6 people, and they're working with us since we started, and they're still ongoing. So they started with a web application, and now they're doing mobile application, and then they were changing platforms as a matter of time because something was getting outdated. So for the biggest project there is no limit.
Okay, I see. Very good. Again, what was the main topic Quadego specialized in?
Our main topic is mobile development.
Definitely mobile development.
Definitely mobile development, but of course we have back-end developers because it requires to have the solution for the customer, which is working properly everywhere. So you cannot imagine a lot of mobile solutions without backend.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
And we offer that to our customers, that they are not suffering just to find, what do I do my backend? Okay, Quadego will do the app, and then I will find the backend sometime, somewhere. No, we want to make their life comfortable, so we make the full app for them, and they simply put it in the market for them, and then they enjoy it and benefit.
And what our audience is very interested in, what kind of platforms are more required by the clients?
Oh, nowadays it's iPhone and Android, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Windows 10 is not the most active platform. I would say iPhone is the first. Android comes with a certain distance behind.
Okay.
So like 60% iPhone, 40% Android.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. And how is the trend from native apps to hybrid apps? How does it behave? Either on the iOS platform and on the Android platform.
Both applications have its pros and cons, as always. So of course native app is always better, because it gives you better way for scaling, better way for making your functionality better. And all famous companies like Facebook and Google, everyone tried hybrid in the beginning, because it's kind of cost saving, time saving, so it's easy to start.
Perfect.
But both of them, I'm talking now about Facebook and Google, for example, they're telling that hybrid can never replace a native. Never, okay. So hybrid can be just a short replacement for a short period of time. For example, there is no budget in the company, or there is no time to run full app, or they simply need a prototype just to show something for someone somewhere, or to get the market. But for the proper operations, of course, native is the best. Okay, good to know. Yeah, native is the best. Yeah, and now let's become a little bit concrete. That means, are there any references that you like to mention to our audience? Any special app that you established and feel very proud of it and like to recommend to our audience, maybe? First I want. Can you talk about this project, of course? Then I may first what I want to say is that basically adding the app to existing business is a very popular thing. Okay. So that is what we faced up. So companies had the web presence, for example. That is a community, and they didn't have an app, and we offered them that, hey guys, why not to make your community happier? Let's have an app. Yeah. After we added the app, first we started with Android, in this case, because the customer was not that much Apple fan as I am, but it doesn't matter, because at some point he started with Apple as well. And he started to gain thousands of active users daily. And when he had the web presence, he simply had the users fading away. He was getting less and less users rather than more and more. So that's one of the communities which we did. And another app which I'm proud of is was done completely by Quadeca from scratch. It was just a raw idea, and I was kind of skeptical for this idea. I was not sure, but the guy who was pushing this idea was very sure. Really? And that's a geolocation application with sharing the pictures. So, for example, you're here in Kharkov, and your friend from Frankfurt is sending you a message. Hey, Rafael, are you in Kharkov? Send me a picture of where you are. And then Rafael is getting this message, and 10 other users who are in this area where the message was sent. So this guy can get different angles from the same place which he requested for. Cool. This app is called UCIC. UCIC, what I see. And we see. Oh, cool. Yeah, why not? Was it your idea with the name, or by the client? It was joint. It was joint brainstorming. Collaboration and brainstorming. Right. So the application has the web part, of course, because any mobile app, as long as it's some catalog with some built-in products, it cannot have just the app part. And then it has iPhone, then it has Android, and it's running and ongoing. But what I'm proud of, that this idea, which seemed to be not so real, they were gaining thousands of users within 2 months of being published. Wow. And now they're very big. Yeah. They have a big network, and they're kind of popular globally in Europe and US and Canada. So that's very good.
cool. You see, app development is a really exciting topic. And back to you in personal, Svetlana. In your opinion, is it easier as a woman working in this IT environment, or do you notice some difficulties in your job? As a woman?
It's easier.
It's easier?
It's easier.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Because at the end, human nature cannot be taken away.
Right.
So the communication between men and women works different. And to say it, men stay men. And when they're with women, they can forgive her some stuff which is said not correctly, or something what is told by woman accepted by man easier than to accept when opponent man is saying.
Okay.
So I guess I benefit from that a bit.
Not bad. So do you recommend some more women going into this IT business?
No, because there will be
I know.
a competition.
I understand, yeah. Okay, then my last question for you. What is your preferred setup or location to talk the first time with a client about an app? Is it or an app project? Is it Skype, a restaurant, like here, for instance?
I very much in favor for personal meetings. So as soon as I can, as soon as opportunities match, I travel to my customer for the first meeting. That's very important, and I'm trying to do it as much as I can. Okay. But sometimes customer, for example, in Australia or in Canada, then it's a bit hard for me to drop off everything and arrive. So of course we have some telephone, video conference, and then we proceed somehow. But as I said, personal meeting is the key, because I think that you can develop trust on the first meeting which you meet the person. You cannot make the first impression twice. And you have your personal feelings, do you have any fluids to this person and so on, and you can meet someone and say, I will not work with this person, I don't need all this money. So for me, personal meetings is the key. And I'm trying to info them as much as I can.
These are nice words, and for us also personal meetings are the key. That's why we are here together for this App Meeting International. Svetlana, thank you so much for your time and that we could come together and talk about this special thing. Much success in the future, and I really appreciate. And now it's high time, I think, for our drinks. Yeah, here.
Our drinks. That's just...
this one?
This just... it's not vodka. It's not vodka.
It's not vodka. It's just water.
It's just water.
Again, thank you so much for downloading this episode. If you have any inquiries regarding app development, please write an email to podcast@ipadblog.de or look in our show notes. There is the link to quadeco.com. Yeah?
Yeah.
And
then you...
Really? Okay.
Sure.
Or any more domains?
No more.
Okay, that's enough.
That's enough.
So thank you for downloading, and see you next time, and have a good Christmas time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Good night, everybody. Sleep well.